Welcome to PH Insight. Know the force behind the flag. Whether it's warships, fighter jets, or the next big defense move. If it matters to Philippine security, it's here. A quiet inspection in South Korea spoke louder than any announcement. When Major General Fabian Pedreosa of the Philippine Air Force was seen standing before South Korea's medium-range surface-to-air missile (MSAM) system, it sent ripples through the defense community. One photo, one moment, but it may define the country's air defense direction for years to come. This wasn't just a courtesy call. It was a strategic signal. The Philippines may be walking away from Israel's SPYDER system and turning toward a new shield from Seoul. At the Air and Missile Defense Forum 2025 in South Korea, Major General Fabian M. Pedreosa, the commander of the Air Defense Command, personally examined the MSAM display, developed by LIG Nex 1, Hanwha Systems, and the Agency for Defense Development. While the visit appeared low-profile, the implications were enormous. After years of relying on Israeli-made technology for the Shore-Based Air Defense System or SPADS, the Philippines seems to be exploring new partners. It comes after the Department of National Defense decided to suspend and later terminate the SPYDER deal with Israel's Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, citing reliability and logistical concerns amid the continuing instability in the Middle East. This quiet shift marks a critical turning point in the country's defense modernization path. The Israeli-made SPYDER, surface-to-air Python and Derby, was once envisioned as the backbone of the Philippines' ground-based air defense. It was a proven system, capable of intercepting enemy aircraft, drones, and cruise missiles at short to medium ranges. The original plan was to integrate both SPYDER SR, short range, and SPYDER MR, medium range, variants into a layered air defense network protecting key air bases and national facilities. But in 2025, geopolitical realities intervened. As tensions in the Middle East escalated, with conflicts involving Israel's defense industries, production timelines and export commitments began to face delays and uncertainty. For the Philippines, this raised a serious question. What happens if a conflict abroad suddenly cuts off our supply chain or spare parts? The Department of National Defense couldn't take that risk. For a country that heavily relies on imported defense systems, continuity of supply and political reliability are matters of national security, not convenience. By early 2025, the Department of National Defense began reassessing the arrangement. After several months of evaluation and discussions, the Philippines quietly ended its deal with Israel and began exploring other suppliers, including South Korea. The MSAM, also known locally as the Cheonggung-2 or Cheonggung Block 2, represents South Korea's answer to modern aerial threats. It is a medium-range, surface-to-air missile system capable of intercepting aircraft and ballistic missiles at altitudes of up to 20 kilometers and distances beyond 40 kilometers. Developed under South Korea's indigenous missile defense framework, it fills the gap between the short-range KMSAM and the long-range LSAM, forming part of the Korean Air and Missile Defense (KMD) network. For the Philippines, the MSAM offers several key advantages that make it a compelling alternative to the SPYDER. Unlike prototype systems, the MSAM has already undergone extensive operational testing within South Korea's own air defense network. Its ability to track, engage, and destroy multiple targets has been validated under real-world conditions. This gives the Philippine Air Force, PAF, confidence that what they're acquiring isn't experimental, it's battle-proven technology from a trusted Asian partner. The system's advanced radar, guidance, and multi-target engagement capability provide a significant upgrade over older systems. For an archipelagic country like the Philippines, which must monitor vast airspace across hundreds of islands, coverage and reaction speed are critical. The MSAM's radar and command modules are designed for rapid deployment and network integration, allowing coordination between multiple batteries, an ideal feature for the country's future integrated air defense network. South Korea's defense exports often come with an Agency for Defense Development Advantage, industrial cooperation. Under the Philippines Self-Reliant Defense Posture (SRDP) program, local participation and technology transfer are key priorities. Companies like LIG Next One and Hanwha Systems have a proven record of offering maintenance, training, and even local assembly support to their partners. For the Philippines, this aligns perfectly with its long-term goal of building domestic defense capability rather than complete dependence on imports. The Philippines already uses several South Korean-made platforms, most notably the FA-50PH light fighter jets from Korea Aerospace Industries, KAI, and upcoming new airframes under the second FA-50 batch. On the naval side, Hyundai Heavy Industries, HHI, has been instrumental in producing the Jose Rizal-class frigates and the upcoming offshore patrol vessels, OPVs. Integrating the MSAM would therefore bring system-level synergy, shared parts, compatible software interfaces, and unified training programs. It means less complexity, faster response times, and smoother logistics across the armed forces of the Philippines, AFP. This potential shift from Israel to South Korea isn't just a technical or financial decision, it's a geostrategic realignment. In recent years, the Philippines has diversified its defense partners, favoring stable and reliable Asian countries. South Korea, in particular, has proven itself to be a consistent and non-controversial defense partner, offering modern systems without political baggage. From fighter jets and warships to now possibly air defense missiles, Seoul's growing role in Manila's modernization roadmap represents a deepening trust between the two nations. It also symbolizes a broader trend, Asian nations helping each other achieve regional stability and self-reliance instead of relying solely on Western suppliers. However, this opportunity does not come cheap. Each MSAM battery could cost around 12 Cuban pesos to 15 billion Cuban pesos, depending on its radar and missile configuration. Such an acquisition requires not only political approval but also long-term financial commitment from both the Department of Budget and Management, DBM, and the Department of National Defense, Department of National Defense. Moreover, integrating Korean systems with other existing platforms, some from Israel and the US, could present technical compatibility challenges. These will require thorough testing and software alignment to ensure seamless command and control. But despite these challenges, the potential benefits far outweigh the risks. Under the Rehorizon 3 phase of the AFP modernization program, the Philippine Air Force envisions a multi-layered air defense grid, one that detects, tracks, and neutralizes threats long before they reach vital assets. If selected, the MSAM would serve as the medium-range layer of that network, working alongside long-range radar systems such as the ELTA-ELM 2280ADR, and command systems that could be developed in partnership with Hanwha Systems for naval and joint operations. The goal is simple but ambitious. Create a fully integrated, multi-domain defense grid that connects the Air Force, Navy, and Army in a unified system of situational awareness and response. This has long been the AFP's dream, to move beyond reactive defense and finally establish a credible deterrent posture across its skies and seas. Major General Pedreos's presence in South Korea may have been subtle, but its significance cannot be overstated. It marks the beginning of a new evaluation phase, one that could determine the future direction of the Philippines' air defense strategy. The MSAM system is not just a possible replacement for the SPYDER, it symbolizes a shift toward regional collaboration, reliability, and technological independence. In an age where global supply chains can be disrupted overnight, the Philippines is learning that true defense capability comes not just from advanced technology, but from dependable partnerships. From the deserts of the Middle East to the defense industries of South Korea, Manila's choices reveal a clear lesson. The shield that protects a nation is built not only from steel and silicon, but from trust and foresight. Disclaimer. This article is an independent defense analysis intended for informational and educational purposes only. It does not represent any official statement from the Philippine government or armed forces. All information is based on open-source materials and credible defense publications. No part of this article promotes fake news, disinformation, or any political agenda.